Hey guys, so let's talk about gossiping, sharing our misery and the intention in anything and everything that we do. So, we all have friends and we all, as human beings, tend to talk to different people, right? We share our thoughts about what's going on in the day, we share our feelings, and, we inevitably, because we're human beings, we end up talking about other people. Most times, I hope it's innocent enough where we're just sort of saying, hey, by the way, did you know? But what ends up happening is we end up gossiping about people, right? We end up talking about people, and it ends up becoming, sort of a let's, celebrate, or let's sort of take a little bit of, happiness in someone else's misery. So, it's one thing to share information with your friends. It's one thing to talk about, someone, because we're normal. We're normal human beings. We live in a society with each other. We're not like reclusive living in, a forest somewhere, some Swamiji. So again, yes, we are, humans that we interact with people. But I think it's important to be mindful of your intention. It's okay if you're sharing some bad news about someone else, but let's pray for the person. Let's send good vibrations out. Let's not sit and sort of, talk about them. Let's be mindful of the energy we're putting out there. The other thing is that, when something is wrong with us, right? When I've had a rough conversation or rough incident, my natural inclination is to want to talk to someone about it, which is fine, nothing wrong with that. But what I've come to be mindful of for myself is, what is the intention of what I want to, why do I want to share what I've just experienced, which obviously was not a positive thing. It was a negative, painful, it irritated me, it frustrated me, it made me angry, it pushed buttons in a not so positive way for me. What is the intention of me then picking up the phone and calling another person and then sharing that with somebody else? And a lot of times it's because I need to vent. I need to, almost, I need to sort of like purge this yucky negative feelings that I'm feeling within myself, so that then somebody else can sort of, take that on for me. And a lot of times, when I do that, when we call someone and we sort of dump our negative emotions and feelings and frustrations and we share it with someone else, whether it's in a positive way or whether it's in a bitchy, gossiping way, we do end up feeling better about, ourselves for a brief time. Notice, it doesn't go away completely, because at the end of the day, the emotion, the feeling comes up for you, for me to learn from. It's triggering something that I need to deal with. Right? And so when I pick up the phone or I'm tempted to call someone, to talk to someone, I have to ask myself, what is the intention here? Why do I need to share this with someone? Is it because I don't want to carry this on my own and I need to just sort of let it out? And then, is it fair to the person that I'm dumping this on? So one of the things that, I've learned, and Vipassana reiterated for me, was that, we go around, everyone's miserable, right? Everyone has, not miserable to the extent of the word, but everyone has pain, everyone has suffering. That's life. There's different degrees of it, right? Is it then fair to then go around and dump that on other people? Is that even a healthy thing to do? Why do that? Why do that? And then you end up sort of, putting that negative energy out there. What I would like to suggest that we try is, instead of, picking up a friend and then calling and saying, oh my God, guess what, da 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 da, just sit with yourself. Instead, take 10 minutes and meditate. Seriously. What is meditation? Just sitting with yourself, with your own thoughts in silence. And if we cannot sit with our own self in silence, there's a problem, right? If you don't want to spend time with your own self in silence, with your truest thoughts and natures, why would anyone else want to? And why should anyone else? But I'll tell you, it's 10 minutes of sitting with myself, and just simple as focusing on my breath. Simple. And of course the thoughts come up. They come up because our minds are monkeys, and there's monkeys in our minds. It's monkey chatter, right? It's monkey brain is how, you know, the Buddhists call it. It's natural. It's okay. You're not going to be experiencing Zen immediately. That's not going to happen. You're going to have monkey chatter, which is normal. You know, a lot of people unfortunately get disappointed and stop meditating because they can't seem to turn the chatter off. Listen, let me tell you, 10 days of sitting in silence. I was supposed to do 10 hours a day, average 10 to 12 hours a day meditation. Yours truly didn't do 12 hours. I did about maybe 6 to 7 hours of meditation a day, which is still a lot, right? Compared, I do 20 minutes to an hour now. And I did almost, you know, none before. And the one thing I realized by day 6, day 7, as silent as I was able to get with my current thoughts, I still had thoughts coming up constantly. And it was so frustrating to me because I realized, oh my God, this is probably what schizophrenics feel like, because I was hearing my own thoughts. It's one thing to think my thoughts, and there is a difference, but it was a whole different experience to hear my thoughts and be an observer of my thoughts. And I realized, oh my God, like it's going to take a lot of practice. It's going to take a lot of time. But that was after 7 days of sitting for 6, 7 hours a day. And I was still finally able to hear my thoughts, and they still weren't quieting down. So the point of telling you this is that, yes, it's normal. The thoughts are going to come up. Nothing wrong with that. That's natural. Meditation is not just you going into instant Zen mode. It doesn't happen that way. It's like exercise. You know, any time you start an exercise routine, it takes practice, and your muscles are sore, and you have aches and pains, and you know, you don't want to sit. And meditation is no different. You know, physically you have aches and pains when you try to sit for an hour in a position without moving. But more mentally, your aches and pains are going to come up in the forms of your constant chattering thoughts. No problem. Relax. Sit with it. Start with 20 minutes. Start with 10 minutes, for crying out loud. And the peace that you will walk away with, I promise you, it's going to be the best thing you do for yourself. Anyways, so again, in anything that we do, please be mindful of what is your intention. Why do you want to share something? Why do you want to do something? What is the real intention? And let that question, the $1 million question as I call it, what is my intention? Let that drive everything that you do in your life. Every action you take, every thought that you have, you know, let that drive what you do. And I promise you, if you start to ask that one simple question, what is my intention? Why am I really doing this? Why do I really want to do this? Why did I really do this? You know, it's going to change the quality of your life. And if not, then money back guarantee. Write to me, we'll talk about it, we can debate about it. But I promise you, and I don't make a lot of promises, this will help big time. Anyways, thank you for your attention. Thank you for your time, and God bless, and have a good one. Take care. And I can't seem to turn the video off.